Howdy. Tonight I was at an event in Aspen, put on by the Aspen Skiing Company, and Bill McKibben was speaking at the event. So Bill McKibben is from 350.org, and Aspen Skiing Company is, Aspen Skiing Company. So Bill 350.org is all about the climate and the climate crisis, and Aspen Skiing Company is really the biggest example of greenwashing on the planet. So the two didn't make any sense to me. So here's what I read to Bill McKibben. He was taking questions at the end of his talk. Gracias for your work. My family and I marched with you in New York City, Denver, Nebraska, and Washington, D.C. Today we're here in Aspen, a town known for consumption, not conservation, at an event sponsored by the Aspen Skiing Company. Aspen Skiing Company supports expanding the runway at the airport so more private jets can land. Private jets are at least 8 times less efficient than commercial jets. They refuse to stop selling meat and dairy. Meat and dairy creates more emissions than all tailpipe emissions combined. They create tons of trash each year, the Aspen Skiing Company, of which less than 8% is recyclable. Aspen Skiing Company is wholly owned and operated by the Crown family. The Crown family has a significant stake in General Dynamics and J.P. Morgan Chase. General Dynamics is a global defense company that makes combat vehicles used in wars fought over oil. J.P. Morgan Chase is involved in oil field exploration. So my question, Bill, is this. How do you justify tying your name to a company whose best efforts, Aspen Skiing Company, to combat climate change amount to greenwashing, who support endless wars fought over oil, and oil exploration? So that's what I read. Now, as part of the presentation, Bill was recommending that everybody, the people on April 23rd, go to their local Chase branch and cut up their Chase credit card. You know, that's part of, so because Chase, according to the research, Chase is responsible. They fund, 7%, it's probably at least that much, of all the world's oil and gas. So essentially 7% of the world's CO2 emissions, everything bad that's going into our atmosphere is, J.P. Morgan Chase is responsible for. And so Bill wants people to, or his group, I think it's defund the pipeline, something like that. I'll post the link in the blog. They want people to walk into Chase branches and cut up their credit cards as an act of telling Chase they're cutting up their credit cards. Well, that's all great, but the only problem with that is just about every credit card on the planet is tied to J.P. Morgan Chase in some way. So walking into a Chase branch and cutting up your credit card, especially when you have 3 more Visa cards in your wallet that are probably tied to Chase, it's not going to amount to much. Yet Bill was thinking that this is really going to add up. Now, Bill McKibben has done great work, and I'm not here bagging on him. But the whole thing just didn't make any sense to me. So what Bill didn't mention was that, again, the Crown family, who owns Aspen Skiing Company, well, they have significant stakes in J.P. Morgan Chase and General Dynamics. So setting aside General Dynamics, the company that makes tanks and combat vehicles used in wars fought over oil, if we just focus on J.P. Morgan Chase, well, I think the thing that people in Aspen can do to make the most difference, to have an immediate impact on the fuckheads at J.P. Morgan Chase is to cut up their ski pass, because that's going to take money from Aspen Skiing Company. Yeah, that's what we need to do, is we need to cut up our ski pass. We need to tell Aspen that we're not going to ski there anymore until they completely divest from all their oil and gas interests. That's what people need to do. That'll have a much bigger impact than walking into some Chase branch and cutting up a Visa card when you've got 4 more in your wallet. That's the thing. People should cut up their ski pass. Not only should they cut up their ski pass, they should tell others all around the world not to go to Aspen and ski. Because Aspen is owned by the Crown family, and the Crown family is a huge stakeholder in JP Morgan Chase. So if you really want to get at JP Morgan Chase, go after the Crown family. Defund them. How do you defund them? By stop skiing at their ski resorts. By stop going to Aspen. By calling them and telling them that you're cutting up your ski pass. And telling them you're not going back until they divest from all their fossil fuel interests. That's it. That will make the biggest difference. Okay? So that's what we should do. If we really want to make a difference, let's cut up our ski pass. Let's stop skiing at Aspen. Don't go back to Aspen until they change their ways. So I'm starting a movement, which also Bill talked about in the presentation. He said that people should join a movement. So I'm asking you to join me in a movement to cut up your ski pass and stop skiing in Aspen, and to tell others to do the same. So let's start a movement here. Let's start a movement. That's what Bill said to do. So I'm going to start a movement. So here it is. So here's my ski pass, right? Here's my scissors, okay? I've had a ski pass at Aspen for years now. It's time to stop. And by the way, folks, if we're really going to make a difference in this battle we're in, we've got to take steps that are uncomfortable, that are really uncomfortable to us. And for a guy like me, who's a ski bum, maybe you are, and you love to ski too, well, you're going to have to make some uncomfortable choices. Sorry, that's the only way we're going to make a difference. And the way to do that is to cut up your fucking ski pass, man. Now, it's not just about cutting up your ski pass. So here's my ski pass and here's my scissors. Just see, look, see, there's my ski pass. See my name? Ski pass. There it is. Aspen Snowmass, okay? Here's my scissors. In a minute, just a second here, I'm going to cut this up. I'm never going to buy another pass to Aspen. I'm never going back there until Aspen divests from all fossil fuel development, until they change their ways, until the Crown family changes the way. And if they don't, I'm not going back. And neither should you. Okay? So that's what we need to do. We need to do shit that's uncomfortable. It's the only way that we're going to make a difference. It's about we the people, man. Okay? So not only that, once you've cut up your ski pass, I want you to get on the phone and I want you to call Alden Schindler, who's the director of sustainability at Aspen Skiing Company. I'll publish his phone number in the post here. I want you to call him and I want you to say, I've cut up my ski pass. I'm not coming back until you change your ways. That's what I want you to do. You got to call this guy. I want you to cut up your ski pass. I want you to call him and tell him you've cut up your ski pass. Finally, I want you to take your ski pass and I want you to mail it to him, because that'll be proof that you've done it. I want you to mail it to Alden and say, I've cut up my ski pass and I'm not coming back because I believe in the world for the next 7 generations. I'm fighting for people I don't know, like Bernie Sanders says to do. I'm fighting for the children, and one thing I can do here is cut up my ski pass, and I can take money from the Crown family who owns Aspen Skiing Company, and the best way to take money from them is to cut up your ski pass and not go to the ski company that they own. So here we go. So watch this, okay? So here we go. See this? That's it. I did it. Okay? Cut up. Not going back. I'm not going back. Neither should you. Please do this. You can join me in a movement right now, okay? I'm going to put it in an envelope. I'm going to mail it to Alden. I'm going to call him and tell him that I've done so. And hopefully thousands more people will do this, okay? This is what we need to do. All right. So let's get started. I want you right now, I want you to cut up your ski pass. I want you to tell others not to go to Aspen Skiing Company, because Aspen Skiing Company is owned by the Crown family, major stakeholders in JP Morgan Chase, who's funding 7% of the world's emissions and poisoning the air and our food and water. Okay, so let's go after these guys, and the way to do it is to take their money, okay? So that's what I'm asking you to do, all right? Peace and love.